Hello, everybody. This is Todd with Duct Tape Hangar. We're going to be doing part 2 of the airplane tutorial of kind of budget talk. Yeah, just budget review and talk. This is going to be more of the project side. Most of these will be a project of some sort, or future videos, or continuing videos of restorations and rebuilds and builds altogether. So a lot of you guys have been following this one. This is the Seagull Models 122-inch decathlon. I just mounted the DLE 85. Yes, the cowl is not tightened or anything, so that's why it looks off up there. I just kind of got it sitting there together. It's been a pretty decent build. There's a few things I didn't like about it. You can go through those videos that I've done. I like how light it is. I like the quality of the build is very nice. The instructions are absolutely terrible. For a $1,300 ARF, the instructions should be readable. They're so black and bad Xeroxes from 1995 looking that they you should get better quality for that. I mean, some of these old Byrons I have with printed off instructions from 1990 are actually better than what I've got in this book here. It's not for somebody new, and obviously somebody new shouldn't be buying a plane like this to start with. So, but anyway, got a DLE 85 in it. Got all the servos in it. It's just a matter of getting throttle servo set up, tank, windows, and getting it finished. But I'm really looking forward to flying this one. This one was obviously not a budget build. I did pay full price for it. It was one of the few new airplanes that I've had in my time. I really haven't bought a new ARF or kit of any sort in probably 20 years. And the few that I've put together are probably still 15, 20-year-old ARFs. So a lot of stuff has changed, over the years, obviously, with how light they can make them and how strong they make them. And some of the parts, the removable parts and this and that, a lot of stuff's changed over the years. But overall, I like it. I think it's going to be a good flying airplane. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm hoping to fly it. I'm not a 3D guy, but I'm hoping to fly it very sports scale and aerobatic, do some IMAC type stuff with it. Plus, I like doing a lot of low and slow stuff. So I think it'd be fun to get that down there and start really cranking it around. But we'll see how it does. I should have it ready. If I really stuck to it, I could probably have it ready in a couple weeks. All right, I'm just kind of going with what's in order of the door, closest to the door in my spare room there that's just full of airplanes. This is a recent acquisition. Picked this up. This is today. Let's see. Today is Tuesday, January 6th, I think, somewhere in there, right in that range. I need to get a new calendar, so it's somewhere right in there. But anyway, last Saturday, I picked this up. I just want meat. I bought it for the servos. Had 7955s throughout, and I paid $175 for this. So I basically figure I bought the servos, which I'll use in something else, and I got the airframe for free. So I'm going to do a total budget build on this in the future, and we're going to make a good flyer out of it. I had one before with a 40 twin in it, RCGF 40 twin, and it flew really nice. I'm not going to go that extravagant on this one. I'm going to go more of a budget friendly. Probably throw a Quadra 42 or something in it. It's going to be a little heavy, but it'll still fly nice. I'll fly it. We'll crank it around. I think it's around an 86-inch or 84-inch span. I just like these. I think they're a good looking airplane. The color scheme is nice. I'm a big fan of the real ones. I think or the full scale, as some of you guys have said. These are all real airplanes, just some of them are not modeled after full scale. So yeah, I'll go with full scale. I really like the full scale. There's a couple of these in the club that I fly at, and everybody seems to enjoy them pretty well. One guy is going to be completely recovering his, so mine won't look like his, and I'll leave it like it is. I'm just going to keep it a budget deal and go from there. I don't have the spinner for it. I'm going to have to change some of the hardware. I got it. The guy whoever took it apart took all the horns off the servos, but and robbed the hardware out of it. So I'm going to have to make the best of it. The pilot kind of lost his head there. He must have had a couple wild rides, but it's got some rough spots and stuff in it that obviously needs cleaned up and stuff. And I didn't even touch it. I just threw it back there in the project room. So that's about it on that one. Good budget. I think I can have this plane probably ready to fly for $250 to $300. I bought a motor for $25 at the swap meet as well. It's a Quadra 42. I'll probably go ahead and throw that on it. If anything, it's going to need is it might need a carb kit for $6 or $8 from B&B Specialties. If you ever need any stuff, any engine work, any stuff done, obviously I'm not sponsored by them, but Denny Lamont's a good friend of mine that owns it, and he takes good care of people. They do a lot of engine work on everything: DLEs, DAs, Quadras, Zenoas. Anything with a mag, Brysons, Sachs, they work on all of them. And they've got really good guy, George, that does a lot of the work. So they're not the fastest. You just kind of, you're not going to get a turnaround in 2 days on it. But you're going to get very good quality work when you get it done. So good, reliable place. That's where I take my motors when I want them to go through stuff and check it out. But they also sell a lot of support equipment for those, mufflers, all kinds of stuff. They make mufflers for everything. If you get tired of those big bulky mufflers on your DLEs and you want a nice thin B&B muffler, they make them for about every engine out there, smoke and non-smoke. So something to keep in mind if you're looking for it. But yeah, that's. I think I can make a nice budget plane out of this one as well. This one is a Byron Glass Air. I picked this up in a trade when I got the Ryan as well. This is one airplane that I have always loved. I had one years ago with a Quadra 42. Absolutely loved this airplane. Regretted it selling from the moment I sold it. Sorry, English is my second language. As you can tell. The moment I sold it, and I've wanted another one, and they're not that hard to find, or they're not that easy to find anymore. And everybody that has them thinks they're gold, so they're hard to get. They're hard to get at a reasonable price and budget. With the trade deal that I did, I probably got a good couple $100 in these. With everything that was done on the, I traded a Byron Texan that I restored for this and a Ryan in a box of parts. So, and a motor as well. So I've probably got a, $250 or so in this, which is about where I'd want to be. It does have some rash and stuff on it, but it's not perfect, but it's perfect for me. I just absolutely love it. It's going to get a lot of flight time. It looks fast just sitting here. I mean, look at that thing, man. Just a beautiful design of an airplane, I think. I'm not much, I'm not into newer airplanes very much, but man, do I like that. All of this stuff is painted. I like how it's not the old graphics. It's all painted. Just beautifully done. Somebody did a nice job on it. Obviously, a lot of the stuff's yellowed, and a lot of the coloring is just gone. This was white at one time. It's got a yellowish hue to it. It might have been an off-white or an eggshell or something, but it's perfect patina for me. It's a good patina plane. Right now, it's got a big Super Tiger in it. I think it's a 4500. It's got a big old Super Tiger in there. That's going to come out. I'm going to put a probably a quadra 42 in it, get her balanced out, and I have a newer US 41. That might actually be what goes in. I don't know. I've got a few engines in those mag engines that I like. But anyway, it'll end up with one of those. That'll be a build coming up later this year. I want to get it ready before spring. I'm going to have to go through all the servos, probably change out all of them. But anyway, I want to get her going. I am so in love with this airplane and its design. Just very happy. I can't wait to get her out and start cranking it around. Very, very much looking forward to that one. Definitely get a lot of video of it cranking around as well. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to fly another Glass Air again. It has about a 90, I think it's a 90-inch span, and it weighs, I weighed it, it's going to be a little over 20 pounds. The wing chord is very narrow. It's kind of like a glider type wing, very narrow, full symmetrical, but a very narrow wing, very narrow wing chord. It's built for speed, and but they actually slow down nicely and land nicely. And like I say, really a good flyer. Like I say, this one's been beat up a little bit. Hopefully the gear, I was looking around those gear blocks and stuff, looks a little rough around the gear. It really needs a full repaint and restore, but I don't think I'm going to do it just for the fact of I'd hate to, I can't find the graphics. I imagine Callie could probably make me the graphics for it and redo it if I was going to really go all out and do a full restoration on it. But she would have to be tore clear down and really redone. I kind of figure the patina works for me. I take it to fly-ins and stuff. Guys will know it's a 40-year-old Glass Air, and know that it's been flown, and it's definitely what I would call duct tape hanger approved. And I will definitely be out cranking this around this summer. All right, guys, this one is a Hangar 9 P51. It is the 60cc version, the 89-inch. I picked this up from my friend James. He's had this for quite a few years. Somebody stripped it, obviously, and stripped the fuselage, but didn't touch the wing yet. And no retracts in it. I'm going to have to do retracts. He ended up with a couple others that are, I think, new in the box, or I think one's ready to fly. I'm not sure what his deal was there on those. But he knew I was kind of interested in some projects. And he asked me if I was interested in this. And I told him I was. He brought it down and dropped it off for a price to be determined later. So I honestly can't tell you what the budget's going to be on this. I have no idea. We'll work out something somewhere down the line, either in trade or something to that extent, to make it work, and we'll be fine. We'll figure out something, and we always do. And neither one of us really worry about what the other one had. If we got something, and we just help each other out. And that's one thing that's nice about the core group of guys that I fly with, and trade with, and buy from and sell to, and that they know that none of us are going to rob each other. We're not too worried about it. We know where it's at, that sort of thing. So I think I'm going to do this one in a civilian color scheme. I've been looking up a lot of P51s from the 60s, 50s, and 60s. Found a lot of color photos. I don't want to do a race scheme. I want to do just a civilian, when a lot of guys used to get them for commercial transport, or not transport, but like executive type guys would get them, and they would paint them up, and they're just in a non-military personal color scheme. And I found a couple of them that I really liked. That were really interesting looking airplanes and color schemes. And you go to a fly-in, you see a million P51s and P47s, and they all look alike after a while. And I would really like to do one that's different. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm definitely very much into doing planes that don't look like everybody else's, obviously by some of the stuff I have and some of the stuff I put together. I don't like blending in that well with a lot of my stuff. And I don't take any of the stuff too seriously. We're all a bunch of grown men playing with toy airplanes, as James would say, and that's kind of how I look at it. I'm not a big weathering guy. I kind of look at every time I go to I look at airplanes kind of like I do car shows. I was into classic cars for a long time, and every time I went to a car show, none of these guys showed up with their car looking all dirty. And that's kind of how I look at weathering. It's not my thing. I know a lot of guys get into it. I like the shiny new look. I go to air shows. These guys that bring in, you go to Oshkosh and you go look at 25 warbirds, they don't get there all dingy and nasty looking. Those guys that's their pride and joy, man. They're polishing it and making it look like a new penny. And that's exactly how I kind of look at my models. I like the shininess. I like them looking nice and new. But even in war, guys, at one time they looked new. So I kind of always thought that was always kind of my style. But it's whatever works for anybody. That's up to your preference. Most of mine look weathered just because they're old and dingy and natural patina. But if I'm going to do one, I'm going to do her all shiny. I won't glass it. I'm going to do film. I'm not experienced at all in glassing. And that, so I would rather stick with what I know, and I'll do it in film. I'll come up with a color scheme that will be easy to paint any of the stuff I have so it matches, and come up with something. I'll figure it out. But this is an 89-inch span. Should be a really nice flyer when I get done with it. I've got the spinner. I've got all the parts for it, everything but retracts. I'll probably put a fixed tail wheel in it and then just put mains in it. And I'll get with Fanjets USA. They do JP retracts, and get a set done for it and get her built on a budget. We'll go over that when I do it, and we'll talk through what it's going to cost to get this done. I do have a DLE 65 sitting around. It'd be a great motor to throw in it. I think it is a side carburetor though. Not side carburetor, a side exhaust. I'll have to look and see. A rear exhaust would be better on a Mustang, so you can actually run it out the back without having to cut anything up. So maybe I'll have to look around for maybe a 55 with a rear exhaust or something. And but we'll see. We'll see what we come up with, and we'll go from there on that one. This beauty is a senior telemaster. I really wasn't planning on getting this. I was at an auction that I was trying to buy a big box of wood, and the bidding went down to $2, and then they threw this on top of it and restarted the bidding. And I ended up buying. I would have bought the box of wood anyway, but the bidding went up to $10, and I was a high bidder at $10, and I wanted the box of wood. Had a lot of really nice balsa and hardwoods in the box. And it was a big box of airplane wood, and it was all new wood. So I really wanted that, and I ended up with this for free. So it's a 95-inch span senior telemaster. I'm going to do a minor restoration cleanup on it, and I'm giving it to my best friend Brandon. He already gave me a Sato 150. We're going to put that in it. And this won't take long. We're just going to kind of dress it up a little bit. I'm not going to do anything with it really covering wise. I'm just going to add some windows and try to decorate it a little bit, kind of come up with something for it a little bit to try and make it look a little different. But we'll fix her up a little bit. It'll be my first glow set up. Now I don't have anything to run the glow and get it set in. So he'll have to do all that. once he gets it back. But I'll at least have it ready for him to mess with and get her going. So not really a lot to say about it. It's pretty dirty. It's been sitting a long time. I did find an Enya 120 in the same auction sitting there, and I do see an Enya sticker on the back, so I kind of have a feeling that's probably what was in this at the time. It does have some old servos in it. We're going to leave those in there. It looks like an old receiver and stuff's in here too. I see a wire hanging out, but I don't know where it's at. But anyway, there's battery pack and stuff up here. We'll see. We'll pull her apart and see what's in it, and we'll check her out, pull this off. And like I say, we're going to do fix some of this covering on here, add some windows and maybe something down the side or something. We'll come up with something, try and dress it up a little bit. But it's just going to be a basic fix and fly. And he'll fly the hell out of it and have some fun with it. And we'll go to a lot of slow events here in Northern Indiana. There's my club has a Cub and slow flyer this year, and there's one down in Morristown in June, Morristown, Indiana, that I go to every year, and I always go to their Cub and floaty flyer. Floaty is in floaty airplanes, not planes on floats. So we do that every year, and this would be a good one for that. So it's basically a free airplane. It's going to basically be a free airplane for him. All he's going to do is be paying for any of the fuel tanks, lines, anything I need to clean it up. He gave me a set of wheels for it. I'm going to repaint the gear and just do some little basic stuff to her and get her kind of shined up a little bit. If you have any ideas on what to maybe put on it to kind of make it other than look like a black stick with neon pink, let me know. See what you guys think of some ideas. I thought about maybe putting a chrome stripe or something up the front on the side, but it's not as light as I thought it would be, but it's not a bad airplane. It'll be a good one for him. He'll fly it. All right, now this one is kind of special to me. This is my dad's last plane that he built before he passed, and it's kind of the last plane that I have of his. My brothers and stuff kind of have more of his stuff. My sister. I bought him this kit because he built one of my planes, and I don't remember which plane it was, but he built it. And so anytime he would build a plane for me, I would give him another one to kind of take care of it, kind of do it as a kind of a thank you. You know, he never asked for anything, but he'd always kind of tell me stuff that he was interested in or thought it'd be a fun build, and so this one here is a Top Flight T-34. I do have the cowl and other parts. I just didn't dig them all out. It's been sitting back there in a corner for quite a few years now. I really should get it ready to fly again. I don't fly glow. I thought about going back to glow, but I would still have to go through the tank and clean everything out. And with the full cockpit in it, you can't get to the tank, and there's no hatch. So you put the full cockpit in it, and he did a nice job on it. My dad was a good builder. Everything's done in monocoat. None of this is other than I think the only thing that's stickers, this is the only sticker on it. I think he cut everything else out. Yeah, everything else on here, this is all monocoat. He cut all this stuff out himself. This is a sticker, the 140 and the 140 up front, and obviously the Rescue, which looks like he put that backwards. But that's all he did with that. Everything else he cut out himself. He did. It was a big monocoat guy. He could do. You know, that was a trait that those guys that were builders were just fantastic at it. Now, my dad did not like retracts, so he did not put retracts in it. But it is, I think it's an 80 or 81 inch span. The wing still looks beautiful. it's in there as well. My biggest dilemma is I'd either have to cut a hatch in here to get the tank out, or I have to knock that full cockpit out to get to the tank, because it's clear up here in the top and there is no way to get it. I can't get it from here. Obviously, I can't get it from the front. And like I say, this full cockpit, I'll flip this over so you can kind of get an idea. I'll flip it on its side here so you can kind of see what's in here. And the tank is up here in front of these servos. And with all of this glued in, you can't get to it. With all this stuff glued in here, you cannot get to the tank. So I've really got a dilemma on what I want to do. Boy, he had to add a lot of nose weight. You see all the lead and stuff on here to get her balanced. But the other dilemma is I'd have to run probably like a 20 with a rear exhaust, so I can run it out the side, because you're not going to be able to run anything around this unless I went with like a with the nose wheel system here. Unless I went with like a Sato 4-stroke gas, I could get around it. I could run the exhaust around it. But this is the biggest problem on these, is getting around that. And he had the same problem with he had a 91 FX in it, had the same issue. But yeah, so looking at this, I just really didn't want to cut anything in this. Oh wow, you see, look at the old high-tech 72 megahertz receiver. He passed away in 2008, and I've held on to this ever since. And I bought it for him in 2006. He flew it in 2000. I'm sorry, I bought it for him in 2007. He flew in 2000, or built it and flew it in 2008, and then died that winter. So it's one that I've just really held on to all these years. It's hard for me to get around to cutting anything to get it. I really don't know what I want to do with it. It'd probably be easier to cut the firewall out and put a new firewall in, now that I'm looking at it, than trying to cut a hatch in the top. But I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I would like to do something with it. I just don't want to. I don't know. I've got mixed feelings on it, because I know whoever's next in line after something happens to me is not going to give a damn about the sentimental value that I have in it. So I know that's part of where I'm kind of stuck. Part of where I'm stuck on it. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with it. But he did a beautiful job. I'm not going to get rid of it. Maybe the next guy can figure out what he wants to do with it, and I don't have to worry about it at that point. But I should fly it. He hated stuff sitting around. He used to, and I think that's where I get my attitude about it, is he used to tell me, when he built me my first, third scale GBs, and I would struggle with it, or I'd flip it and break a prop, or I'd get frustrated, and he'd go, I didn't build this stuff to just sit around. He says, I build it to fly. And he says, fly it. And he said, that's my mentality with this stuff, is it belongs in the air. That's what you got it for. That's what it was designed for. Fly it. And that's kind of how I feel about this. But I'm conflicted. I really hate to cut it up and do any damage to it, trying to come up with a better way of getting it to fly. So I don't know. It's just been kind of sitting there in limbo. So maybe we'll come up with something. Future, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Now this is a cool airplane. This is a original 85-inch Black Horse Gilmore. It's another one that I need to go through. I bought it in a state over a year ago now, I think, or close to it. I bought this, a big Tiger Moth, 2 P40s, Top Flight P40 giant scales. I was thinking there was more. I don't remember now. Oh yeah, a Focke-Wulf, a bunch of motors. Well, anyway, I got about, budget-wise, I got about 200 bucks in it, the way it sits. Really pretty good shape. The wheel pants are rough. I do need to get a hold of Fiberglass Specialties, get a new set of wheel pants. Cowl underneath's got a couple chips, nothing bad. It does have a DLE 55 in it. I love 30s racers. I did start it. It started right up. I really didn't do much with it other than that. It's an 85-inch span. I need to really get this going too. This is another one that would be that I just need to kind of go through. I need to go through the fuel system, take the motor off, clean out the carb, all the basic stuff. Just kind of do a rundown on it and go through it, clean the batteries, change the batteries, put a receiver, do all the basics with it. Really a pretty good plane for to build, to fly. Now it does have an interesting build on it. It's built very light. It is really nicely done and very nicely built. It's like I say, it's the original Black Horse. It is covered in actual film and not their sticker crap that they use today, the printed on stickers that they're so known for. This is actual film, but this was one of their very early ARFs. The wing does have a couple patches on it. It's obviously been flown quite a bit. And it just needs to get flown again. That's kind of where we're at. And I need to get off my butt and get it done. So it needs cleaned up. It's been sitting for quite a while. I just need to get active on it and get it going. It's kind of been lost in the shuffle with all the other stuff I picked up. But definitely a cool airplane, and it would fit in really well at fly-ins if I take my other GBs. I've got some more 30s racers that you'll see coming up that would really be a good theme if I took them all out together. But another couple $100 airplane for an 85-inch giant scale. Like I say, most of my stuff you can't buy a foamy for what I have in them. A little foamy. So if you're out there looking around, it was found on Facebook Marketplace. I drove 4 hours to go get it, and like I say, I ended up with a whole bunch more stuff than what I was planning on, and you just never know what you're going to find. Never know what you're going to find, and I've learned a long time ago, if you bundle and build up, you can do a lot more budgeting. Obviously, that's kind of the basics in most buying scenarios. If you bundle it, you're usually doing better. That's how I ended up with that free motor for the Turbinator. I kind of threw that in a pile, and I threw a G62 in a pile, and he never even changed the price. He was just kind of glad to help get rid of some of this stuff, and they were good at the price, and I was too. So that's how I acquired that one. All right, back to that 30s styling that I just absolutely love. This is a Kenke Howard DGA 12. I bought this years ago, and when I lived out in Phoenix originally, as a guy built it as a display model. I bought this and the 90-some inch quarter scale monocoupe as well that Kenke offered. I paid $250 for the pair. I sold the monocoupe for $250, and then I kept this one. Moved back to Indiana, and I sold this one for $250 once again. And then one of the planes that one of the P40s that I bought, part of that package deal I was just talking about, I traded that for this. So I got it back again. The guy I got it from never did anything with it, and it was in the exact condition. I did a full build series on the channel of this airplane. It flies beautifully. Beautiful flying airplane. The G38, I think, was bought for $30 or $40 at a swap meet. I think it was $30. It's on ignition. Now, it has given me some fits off and on. It'll sputter in that and kind of carry on. I think it just needs ran more. I did put a new carb kit in it when I got it, so I had another $10 in that, you know, or less. Carb kits aren't very expensive, but anyway, I've put a lot of flights on it already. I probably got 30 flights on it. The motor just needs some more time and running, and I let it run rich and, you know, break in. I am missing the side windows. Obviously, you can tell by here, they're gone. I was going to take some clear monocoat and cover them. There is enough lip under behind there. I could get some a flat Lexan and cut them out and make them. I just haven't done it. Haven't messed with it. I just been flying it. And is it perfect? No, but is it a beautiful budget build for about $200? Yes, because basically the airframe was free after everything I've done with it, and she's got a lot of flights on her. I really enjoy it. It's been a fun airplane to fly. It looks beautiful in the air. Very classy. I just love this era of airplane. I'm a big fan of Howard's designs. I like the big radial noses, the big fins, and just a big fan of this era. So, yep, I still fly it. It's 95-inch span. And another one that I probably have less than $200 in it, honestly, overall, after everything. So I can't complain. It's been a good one. It's been fun. And like I say, full budget builds with specs and everything on it in the series, if you want to go back and look through it and watch how it was put together. I've got some flying videos of it on there. I don't get a lot of people to help me video when I fly. I kind of just have to make do most of the time when I go fly. So it is what it is. So hopefully this year I'll have a little more help from some of my buddies doing more video, especially on some of these maidens I got coming up. So hopefully we'll get some more out of that. All right, guys, we have a Phoenix Models. Bring up here a little higher. Phoenix Models PC21. It's a 30cc version. It has a DLE 30 in it. Air retracts. It's a very long model. It's not a very big wingspan. It's only like 70-inch span. It's a very fast airplane. It flies very well. The retracts are a little weak for grass fields. This is the second or third time I've owned this actual particular airplane in the last 5 years. I got it in a trade. I flew it a few times. I traded it back to the guy I got it from. It sat around, traded it back, and now I've got it again. So budget-wise, I don't think I have a lot in it. I really don't remember at this point. I've had it for probably 6 or 8 months now at this point. It is ready for a receiver and just get set up and go. I will get this one ready to fly for this year as well. We're extending our Geotex mat, so that will definitely help with taking it off and landing without ripping the nose gear out of it. It does have an upgraded nose wheel now and got rid of that terrible Phoenix Jeep pop aluminum nose gear that was in it, because that's what kept breaking in the grass. And that's why I got frustrated with it and got rid of it. You could make a nice landing, and on rollout, it would just fold and break. This is actually the nose wheel out of the, it needs tightened up, obviously. Got a lot of slop in it, but that's the nose wheel out of the turbinator. So I need to get in there and tighten all that stuff up. Obviously, I haven't even looked at it. My best friend put the nose wheel in it, did some preliminary tests on it, and then I got it back. And he's also the one I got the turbinator from. So long story short, there she is. I probably have a couple $100 or less in it with the trade deals, and multiple times it's been back and forth. I think I traded my 3rd scale Spacewalker for it, which I bought, restored, sold it, bought it back for cheaper than I sold it for, and then traded it. So I think that's kind of where I'm at on it. So I think I might even be ahead. I might even be like $50 ahead on this one so far. I might be in the positive before I even start. So It's just been kind of sitting. I haven't done much with it yet, but I definitely want to fly it again. It grooves around very nicely. The 30 pulls it around nicely for as big and heavy as it is, and it's definitely an interesting subject. You don't see a lot of them. Be a fun one to take to warbird flies, just because it's something different, and I definitely like stuff that's different. I don't think I've ever seen another one around. At least not around here that I know of at any events, but it technically, with the length and the width, it measures out to a considered giant scale airplane. So it works out that way. You can fly it at a lot of events and have some fun with it. All right, guys, this is a Hangar 9 Sundowner. Very fast, little Formula One style airplane. I thought it was modeled after a full scale, which it's not. So it kind of takes care of me flying at like a Warbirds and Classics. So I kind of lost interest in it at that point when I seen it was kind of a Hangar 9's own special little design. It does fly well. It grooves around really nice. It's got a DLE 35 in it. And it cranks. It's a groover. It has an 80-inch span, and it's a fun airplane, but it flies like a sport plane. Now it lands pretty hot. It's not light. Very narrow wing chord, very thin wing. I broke the prop on it. It's actually still got a broken prop on it. I broke prop tip on it on my last landing with it. There's not a lot of prop clearance on it. Was a DLE 35. I need to go down, and it's got a 19.8 on it. I'm going to go down to an 18.10 and get a little more prop clearance, because if it bounces at all, you're going to hit that prop tip. And I definitely did, and busted the tip off of it, and it's just kind of sitting there since. Very nice flying airplane. I'm just kind of disappointed that it's not after a full scale airplane. I was hoping to take it to some Warbirds and Classics and crank it around, because I thought it was an old school Formula One plane from the 70s. But that's all right. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one or not. I have way too much money in it. I shouldn't say way too much, but I have about 500 in it with the trade that I did for it. And it's a little more than I really want in it. I don't know if I could get that out of it. So if I do sell it, I'll probably pull the 35, pull all the servos, switches and stuff, and just sell the airframe. And then just kind of part it out. I can use the motor and the servos and something else. The electronics can go into something else. So we'll see. We'll see what I do with it. I might keep it around just to crank around and something that's just different. Maybe do a racer day and take out all my race planes, and that would be one that I can throw in there with it too. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm going to end up doing with this. I've only got, I think, like 5 flights on it. I got it last fall, and I like to say, once I kind of learn some more about it as a full scale side of things, it kind of bummed me out. So really about all I know about it. They're still out there. You can buy them pretty reasonable. Most of them do not have a DLE 35. You have to do a lot of modifications to get that to fit. From what I was told, there was a lot of custom work to get that motor to fit onto the cowl and onto the firewall and make it work. So the guy I got it from, which is James, my buddy James, he had to do a lot of work to it, get it going. I think he was kind of in the same boat. Once you make a few passes with it, what are you going to do with it? It does roll nice. It's 4 points nice, but it's just I don't know. It's a Formula One racer that's not really a real Formula One racer. So I shouldn't say real. It's not a full scale Formula One racer, like I was told. But it's just I don't know. It's not a bad airplane. Is it just something that I want to keep? So it's not eating anything sitting in a corner. So that's kind of where I let it sit. And I'll decide what I'm going to do with it at a later time, and figure out if I'm going to part it out, fly it, or what I'll do with it. All right, guys, this is the only part I'm going to bring out of this one. This is a Byron Christian Eagle kit. I do have probably 95% of it. The only thing I'm really missing that I noticed is the landing gear, the main gear. If any of you guys have a Byron Christian Eagle gear out there, let me know, because I would be interested in picking it up. This is one I would probably kind of like to build and see what I could do with it. I'd like to, yeah, obviously, Byron's, it's all foam. It's their third scale Christian Eagle, which is the same thing as that plane right there. Same thing as that. They do come with all the hardware. All the hard spots are already installed. It has a little different canopy than what mine. No, actually, I guess it is the same. Or it's close. I was looking at it. Maybe it's a little different design over the years. But anyway, you can tell it's all foam. But she's a pretty good looking plane. It just needs finished. It's got, obviously she's got some little cracks and bangs and bruises over the years, being a 40-year-old kit. But I got everything with it other than the main gear. And it'd be kind of maybe a fun one to build on the channel. Cover it. New cover is probably low enough temperature. I could probably cover it in new cover and come out with a pretty decent looking plane in the end of it. So if you know where the main gear might be, I don't care if it's used. I don't care if it's beat up. I can work on it. Let me know. Maybe we can do some trading. Maybe we can do some, just buying and selling, and we'll go from there. But I have the graphics kit for it, the original Byron, which I would have to go to probably Cali and get complete graphics for it. It obviously is not. It's definitely not going to be the same, graphics as Byron's, the way they're done. But I don't even know what color scheme I'd do with it. I've seen some others that were some pretty neat colors. The other one I got is done in the original color scheme. So if I built this one, I'd probably do it different too, And as my buddies would say, it'd probably end up red, white, and blue, because that's all I ever do when I cover an airplane. But yeah, this is just one I got sitting there in a corner. I got it with, I bought 6 Byron planes for $1,000. So I got $170 in the kit. For a complete kit, pretty reasonable. And a possibility of doing more with it. All right, here's another vintage old Byron. This is a Byron Sequoia. It's a 60cc version that they came out with. I think it's an 84 or 88 inch span, somewhere in that range. This one I got part of that same estate that had 6 airplanes. It's pretty well built. It's got a lot of the stuff in it. I have to set the firewall. I've got a Sachs 4.2 to go in here once I set the firewall with the per power system and a 3-blade prop. And I have to build, obviously the trays for the servos and everything for it. In here, the wings are built. Everything's in primer right now. I would like to do this in the same color scheme that my dad built a Goldberg Sequoia years ago. It was metallic purple and white. And he did it like in the old scale Sequoia scheme with the split. It runs down with the white in the center, purple, and then he run a couple like neon pink stripes. Then he had a white stripe here, and he put his initials RC on there. And I would like to do the exact same thing with this. I have to look at some paints and find out who makes a nice metallic purple. I think Duplicolor does, and then I would probably 2K clear it and really make her sharp. I would really like to do that with it in the same color scheme that he did, and just for sentimental value of it. But this is one I plan on finishing in the next year or so. It's obviously going to be a longer build. It's going to need some work. She's going to need some major work to get ready. It's probably, it's probably half built. So getting into it from there, we'll get her finished up, get her done right, put the 3-blade prop system on it, the Byron 3-blade, and do it just like they were back in the late 80s. And that's exactly how I'd like to finish it. Keep it retro to that style. And definitely give me a fun future project to do with it. I'm in it for about $170 with all the hardware. I've got all the parts. I've got all the manuals. I mean, I've got everything with it. So it's complete. So I can't, how can you go wrong for that? Like I say again, once I get it finished, I'll probably have $100 in paint or more, maybe even more than that. I'll probably have about 500 in this one ready to go. That's about as high as I would want to be on it. But I think that would be the way to do it and get her done right and make her look good. So future project, duct tape hanger style later on down the line, and we'll see what we come up with on it. Hopefully it comes out well. If not, we're going to give it hell trying either way. All right, guys, here's another project. This is a Bud Nosen Mr. Mulligan. About a year ago, almost a year ago exactly, I went into the hospital for kidney failure. Found out that I've got chronic kidney failure and pretty rough shape overall, long-term wise. Anyway, that's not what I'm getting at. But anyway, I come out of the hospital. I've had this Mulligan just in the bones for couple years now, and I will tell you, if you are all loopy off of medication coming out of the hospital, covering an airplane is probably not the wisest thing to do. And I did a terrible job of covering this thing. Probably the worst I've ever done in my life. I don't know what was going on. I didn't even realize how bad it was. I knew I was doing it. I mean, I wasn't that far out of it, but once I got kind of come out of it. A few weeks later, I took a good look at it, and it looks terrible. Look at these overlaps. I have no idea what I was thinking. Why I did this in so many little patches. Look at this. This is terrible. Look at this covering. Anyway, I'm embarrassed by it. Even for duct tape hanger style. That's why it's just kind of set in a corner ever since. I guess this is going to be definitely a 30 or 40 footer. I throw enough of the stock graphics on it. Maybe it'll distract you from the terrible covering job, but it is bad. I still need to cover the wings. I did throw the servo wires in it, which was awesome. I didn't even, I don't even remember doing that, honestly. I see I put the leads through there. I have them back here taped. I did it on both sides. So I'm impressed that I did that. So at least I got to look at the bright side of it. But I got this in a state with, there was two Mr. Mulligans, the two GBs, a Mr. Mulligan kit, which I have in there, a Bud Nosen kit, a Stinson, the third scale Stinson L5, parts and parts and parts. I mean, there was so much stuff I threw in a pile. It was a very weird estate sale where there was no prices on anything. They just said, you build a big pile, we will make it worth it. And I was a little frustrated with that because I had no idea I didn't want to drag all this stuff out and throw it in a pile and then find out, it was way overpriced and then I'd have to leave it or put it back or whatever. I just wasn't interested in that, but they just said, believe me, you're going to want to buy it. So I ended up all of those airplanes for $1,100. So I ended up with a lot of stuff. I was very happy. So, you're looking at less than $200 an airplane overall. So I did really well in the whole estate group on that one. This one is a little different than most of the Bud Nosens because most of the Bud Nosens have a notch here and it doesn't have a full rudder. The other one that I had was more of a scale rudder on it, so I have no idea. I sold that one to my buddy Brandon. He's actually putting that one together. That one still had old very old fabric on it. It was actually yellowing. The paint was very yellowed. This one was completely into bones. It does need some work. I need to build the ailerons, and there's no flaps on this one. I think there was flaps on the other one. I don't remember. But these were very early Bud Nosen kits. I heard one was a prototype. I don't know if it's this one or the other one. Anyway, this is what we got. So I had a Bud Nosen Mr. Mulligan years ago. It flew well, but very heavy. I don't know what engine I'm going to end up in this. Probably a Quadra or US 41, something to that size in it. I'd like to keep it light, maybe a 35 even. I don't know. I think a 35 might be on the low end on it. I know some guys are putting 62s in it. My other one had a Quadra 50 in it, and then it had, you know, 1.5 pounds of lead in the tail. So I don't really want to get into that kind of where I'm adding so much dead weight to it. We'll see what we do. We'll try to keep her light and see what we come up with. Buddy Brandon's putting a Quadra 42 in his. So if I kept it somewhere in that range, if I can kind of, I'd like to, like I said, I'd like to keep it light and see what comes up with it. If the turbinator falls apart, maybe I'll put that 53 twin in it because it fit in the cowl. As long as that survives the crash on that one. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll come up with something on it. But this is one I would like to actually finish. I'm really excited. I'm embarrassed by the covering. Even for my standards, it's bad. It's bad. But anyway, that's enough of that one. I think I might have two more to go. I do have what's left of that Type Flight Giant P40 that was my first build on the channel. I wrecked it. The whole nose is busted off of it. I'm not going to drag it out just to show you part of a P40, but it is still there, and I would like to finish it and build it again. So I kept every part. Maybe I'll get that thing to fly yet. Okay, guys, here's another one I'm restoring right now. I'm waiting on my Quadra 50. Come back from B&B Specialties. I've started doing some of the paint patchwork on it. It was pretty rough shape. Had a lot of patches gone, especially on this side. You can see the difference in color here a little bit, where I repainted the line and these patches here of yellow. See here and here. Here was a big spot that was gone. My lines bled a little bit. I'm going to get in there and clean those up. And I still have to do the pinstripe yet. But I'm going to clean up these edges. I'll take some 1000 grit sandpaper, clean up these edges where there's a little bit of white primer overspray and stuff around the tape. You can see it here on the tail a little bit. That's primer overspray. But I'll get in there and clean that up, fix it up a little bit. It definitely looks better than it did. I obviously am not going to match 40-year-old paint. This was built in 1988 and hasn't flown since the 90s. So she needs definitely needs some TLC. I can't wait to get her finished. This is another one I want to fly this year, get it done. I love stagger wings. I love Byron's. So this is one I'm hoping to save, get some good flights on it, take it to some events. It's going to be a 2020 plane. I wanted to keep the original paint because the guy built it with his dad, and that was their color scheme. That was their desire, to see it in this color scheme. And they knew somebody, I think he said he knew somebody that had the full scale of this color scheme, and they did it after that. And I would like to keep it in honor of them. So when he sees it fly, he can see that it's still his dad's vision. And the backstory on it means more to me than having a pristine restoration. I like that in a lot of these airplanes. You know, every one of these airplanes was somebody's pride and joy at one time. When they bought it, they couldn't wait to get it together, couldn't wait to fly it. They had inspiration. They had dreams of flying it. They had visions in their head of what they were going to do with it, how they were going to fly it, what it was going to be. And I like that. I like reviving some of these old dreams. So that's what it means to me. I hope it means that for some of you guys too out there. Some of that gets lost in translation over the years with planes that get bounced around and sold. I always try to ask people what the backstory of it is. So I have something to go off myself and pass that along if somebody else gives a damn later on down the line. But this will end up with a Quadra 50 in it. It's got servos in it. I'm probably going to replace all of them. The retracts are kind of funky. I might have to go to like an actuator, a linear actuator on them. I don't think they're going to come back. But anyway, it is what it is on that kind of stuff. I'm not too worried about that. I just want to make a good flyer out of it. It's not one I'm going to fly all the time, obviously. It's one I'd like to take to some events, fly it around, unless I really enjoy it. I had the Top Flight Staggerwing years ago. It was a good flyer. I just got tired of putting it together and taking them apart, like most biplanes. At least with Byrons, they go together quickly. And this will be finished on the videos. Once my motor comes back, it'll really start pushing me to get it done because I'll have everything to get it finished. It's just everything but time at that point. But once again, I got about 170 bucks in it. The motor I already had. I'm sure I don't have more than probably 50 bucks in the motor. I don't pay much for Quadras and Zenoas if I buy them used. But, you know, I might have some maintenance and that with them fixing it. I would like to have this ready to fly for under $400 or $500. And that's about where I'd want to be to make it where I don't just go out and buy one that's ready to fly. That's where I try to keep my budget in that range. When I do the video, my finishing video, I'll do a tally of what I actually have in it. But I would like to be in that range overall. I like to keep it close to my final budget being actually what it's worth. So I don't end up upside down in a plane just like buying a new one. Like a brand new car, you buy it, the depreciation starts instantly. So that's pretty much my collection of planes. I do have I have two more giant scale planes down at my friend Brandon's. I have a Zeroli AT6 that we're going to make. I'm going to make a video on it. It's very beat up. It's very old. It's very tired. It's been busted up. No retracts in it. So I'm going to make it a Hollywood Val. If you watched Tora Tora Tora, they took a lot of AT6s and BT13s and made Japanese aircraft out of them for the movie. So they used to call them the Hollywood series when you used to see them at air shows and stuff. So I'm just going to take it, make a Val looking airplane out of it, and just go fly it. I also have a Zeroli Twin Beach at his house, 114-inch span, retracts, everything's in that, 2 Quadra 42s. Great flying airplane. It just needs an absolute total restoration. It is really tired. Too tired for duct tape hanger to keep flying it like it is. It needs total, and it's partially done at this point. It's it was trade stock a couple times between me and my buddy Brandon, so he kind of started some restoration work on it, and then I ended up with it back. So it's still sitting down there. That's one I'll do in videos. That's probably be next year, the year after. I'm going to have to probably move some of these to give me some room, more room for some of that stuff, because I've just got way too much stuff in the shop here. And to obviously you've seen almost everything I fly is giant scale, so it's a lot of airplanes. So other than I have 2 airplanes in the box still. I have that B-25 that I picked up last weekend. It's a KMP 83-inch B-25. It's brand new in the box. I found a receipt in there. I think it was from 2006, 2007, somewhere in there. So it's been, you know, it was 2006, because, you know, here we are looking at a 20-year-old ARF still sitting in the box. And I also have a Seagull Models GBZ, which is their quarter scale, sport scale GBZ. I need to get that finished. I do have a DLE 30 to put in it and make a flyer out of it as well. So that is the collection, guys, of parts and pieces and flyers and projects and future videos. So I really appreciate all the views, comments, questions, and everything that we've from the previous video. I hope you got a kick out of seeing what I got and what future planes will be coming down the pike. So, and who knows what I'll pick up and trade for in the meantime. It's constantly changing. So who knows? And if any of you guys are local and you see something that you might want to talk about a trade deal or something, hit me up. I love trading. So hit me up. We'll see if it's something I want to get rid of. The Byrons are not going anywhere, so do not ask for those. But hit me up otherwise, and we'll go from there. All right. Thanks, guys.